This recipe has become one of my family's weekly favorites. It is kind of a rendition off of a wonderful website called Smitten Kitchen, and the recipe that's posted there is for sheet pan tikka masala, and I make a version pretty close to it with chicken, cauliflower, potatoes. But instead of using the spice mixture that is listed, I've been using just a garam masala blend. And I just start off with some garlic cloves, and I just use the back of a glass to smash those open. And I'm probably going to use, I've made this one a few times at this point, so it's to taste. But I'd say 3 or 4 big ones is a good way to start. I have 3 bone-in chicken breasts here that I'm going to roast. And I like to use the microplane zester for this. And this is going to give it a pretty pungent flavor. And we're going to use this again for the ginger that goes in there. And this is going to sit for a couple hours in the fridge. Mine is kind of still defrosting, so it needs some more time anyway. And that's okay if there's some bigger chunks there, because the whole thing is going to roast. I got 2 cloves there. And I'm going to use a piece of ginger. And I don't even peel the ginger for this. I'm going to use a piece about this big. You can see the peel gets just shredded up anyway. Ginger smells great. Okay. And then the whole thing is going to marinate in yogurt. So it calls for about a half a cup. Again, I just really want to coat it. Okay. I'm going to do about a heaping tablespoon. I do about a capful at this point of this amazing spice blend. This has no heat in it. I'm not a spicy person, but this has a wonderful, wonderful smell. And I'm just going to mix this all up, get it all covered with the ginger and the garlic and the garam masala. And this is going to marinate for a few hours or an hour. Sometimes I've done it right away if I haven't had any time, but the longer it sits, the longer it gets all that great flavor in it. And the yogurt's really important here because the yogurt has some acid in it, and that acid is really important in a marinade because it's going to tenderize the meat. And this recipe usually comes out really tender. And I'll be back later to roast this with some roasted cauliflower and little new potatoes. That's it for now. Alright, the chicken has finished marinating, and I have some Yukon Gold potatoes that I tried to cut in uniform pieces, and some cauliflower. The smaller the pieces of the cauliflower, the more they'll roast up and get real nice and crisp. Okay. I'm just going to make sure that they're all really dry. Give it a really good coating of olive oil. And pepper, and a good amount of kosher salt, probably about 2 teaspoons. Until you can feel that each piece is really nicely coated. Now you can roast this separately. The original recipe shows to roast it separately and also with some cumin seeds. But we just like it plain with salt and pepper. And a lot of flavor comes off of the chicken and gets onto the vegetables and all the juices and everything. So you want these to be in at least a single layer, and I have pretty small pieces of chicken. And I like to put the chicken in the center so that these get really crispy. And like to put it skin side up. Make sure to get all of that good marinade on there because this is all going to release juice that'll go into the vegetables. And I'm going to roast this at 425 until the chicken is 165 degrees and the cauliflower is really, really crisp. I took the chicken out and just drizzled a little bit of plain yogurt and sprinkled with some cilantro. I don't put the yogurt on the vegetables, but I do like the cilantro on it. And as you can see, the cauliflower got really nice and crispy, and so did the potatoes. And they're in this delicious sauce because all of that juice and olive oil from the chicken and the marinade got in there. And it's really nice to serve with some crusty bread, or if you have some naan bread is also really nice. I also like, I don't have any right now, but sliced red onion on top gives it a little color and a nice bite.